Harriet the Spy by Louise Fitzhugh was challenged in Xenia, Ohio in 1983 because of disrespectful acts, swearing, lying, and didn't represent a good example for young kids. The board decided not to ban this book because this stuff really happens and it was on the top chart of children's books. So now I'm going to read a part of Harriet the Spy that displays this controversial issue. That night at dinner, everything was going along as usual. That is, Mr. and Mrs. Welsh were having an interminable, rambling conversation about nothing in particular, while Harriet watched it all like a tennis match. When suddenly, Harriet leaped to her feet as though she had just then remembered and screamed, "I'll be damned if I'll go to dancing school." "Harriet," Mrs. Welsh was appalled. "How dare you use words like that at the table?" "Or any other place, dear," interjected Mr. Welsh calmly. "All right, I'll be finked if I'll go to dancing school." Harriet stood and screamed this solidly. She was throwing a fit. She only threw fits as a last resort, so that even as she did it, she had a tiny feeling in the back of her brain that she had already lost. She wouldn't, however, have it said that she went down without a try. "Where in the world did you learn a word like that?" Mrs. Welsh's eyebrows were raised almost to her hairline. "It's not a verb anyway," said Mr. Welsh. They both sat looking at Harriet as though she were a curiosity put on television to entertain them. "I will not, I will not, I will not," shouted Harriet at the top of her lungs. She wasn't getting the right reaction. Something was wrong. "Oh, but you will," said Mrs. Welsh calmly. "It really isn't so bad. You don't even know what it's like." "I hated it," said Mr. Welsh and went back to his dinner. "I do so know what it's like." Harriet was getting tired of standing up and screaming. She wished she couldn't sit down, but it would have done. It would have looked like giving up. "I went there once on a visit with Beth Ellen because she had to go, and I was spending the night, and you have to wear party dresses, and all the boys are too short, and you feel like a hippopotamus." She said this all in one breath and screamed, "Hippopotamus." Mr. Welsh laughed. "An accurate description, you must admit. Darling, the boys get taller as you go along. I just won't." Somehow, indefinably, Harriet felt she was losing ground all the time. I think this book is really important because it falls into the realism genre of children's books and shows kids that this stuff really happens. Thanks for watching.